Guys, I want to say that, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, I want to hear your take. I want to say that gaming was better 20 years ago than it is today. This is a big one. This is what I come here for. See, this type of shit you're not finding on Kotaku. You're not finding this on Eurogamer. You're not finding this on The Verge. You're not finding this on VG 24/7. This is Nick Moses 05 exclusive. Because people don't want to talk about it. But I'm going to be honest. I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about it for all my old school gamers. And you new school gamers, go on chime in. But I'm telling y'all, 20 years ago, gaming was better than it is today. And I took a hard time thinking about this because there's a lot of things I agree today that are just generally better in gaming, okay? For instance, I can give you one. Load times, okay? Load times is better. I can't beat that. Like, I can't argue load times from 20 years ago to now. Yes. Load times are going to be better now. You win. You know what I mean? What you want a fucking cookie? Like, okay, you get load times because technology. We know that. But that's not what I'm talking about. Okay? What I'm talking about is the gaming industry in general. The gaming industry, it seems like, has taken a turn for the worst. With gaming becoming more and more popular each year, there is more and more of a demand for the next big game. Now, there was a time where certain games were released and you weren't expecting to see much competition with that game being released. Let me think of one. So I'm just going to go off the top of my head, right? Tekken. There was a time when fighters were being released, a lot of different fighting games, where Tekken would be released. And there's enough time within that 12-month span for another fighter to pick another time or at least distance themselves from that Christmas, time where you're buying games. It's usually probably like November, December. So, hey, you can release your game in November. I'll release my game closer to Christmas. Now it's so much competition that literally when you put out one fighting game, there's another fighting game, there's another fighting game, there's another fighting game. Whether it's an indie game, whether it's a AAA title, it is so convoluted with games that we are having to depend on reviews and other people's opinions of games. It used to be where you just knew what was going to be the hit. Like, you just knew when Tekken come out, the shit smashing everything. When Street Fighter come out, it's smashing everything. Mortal Kombat coming out, it's smashing everything. And these games knew not to release around each other. It wasn't about trying to shut out the other one. We got enough money to go around. And now there's been multiple models that have changed it. One I seen by my man K2. He put in the chat. I don't even be trying to read the chat. I seen it out the tip. I seen microtransactions. Okay? Microtransactions is the worst shit for a consumer, but the best thing for a game company. I just think that. I am a person at 38 years old. I will never, I hate to say never, man. But I do not think I will ever buy something that is a microtransaction. I don't think I ever will. I'm going to tell you multiple reasons why. And I know you young bucks, you might not understand this. So let me talk to my young bucks. The young Mo fam, listen up. Uncle Moses is going to talk to you right now. That microtransaction you spent, you got your dude fresh. He looks nice, man. Congratulations. He looks a lot better. It ain't making you better. You still ain't good. And guess what happens? Don't let you play on Xbox Live. Oh, you can't pay it? You can't play it. Oh my God. So not only did you spend money on something you can't play, your dude looks fresher than you in real life. Why is it your man got on new Jordans and you got on blue old Jordans? Huh? Why is that? Why is your man always Gucci'd up, Gucci down, and you wearing Lucci up, Lucci down? It don't make no sense. This is what gaming has come to with microtransactions. Then, guess what else can happen? I can develop my game. I can make it free to play and know that I'm going to make my money back on microtransactions. Fortnite makes billions of dollars, billions, off microtransactions alone. And this is no joke. Go up there right now. They got Mike Lowry. Do you know how I felt as a gamer seeing Mike Lowry from Bad Boys? I'm 38 years old. That shit was rocking when I was a young buck. Mike Lowry, I was tempted to pull out my credit card. I was tempted. I said, nah, what the fuck I'm going to do this for? Mike Lowry's only going to be here. I can't take Mike Lowry to Halo. I can't take Mike Lowry to Gears of War. And I play all of them. I don't play just one game. 20 years ago, guess what happened? When you got a game 20 years ago, everything that you could unlock right there was in the game. So if there were extra skins that needed to be released, you could update your system, and guess what? It was in the game. You had to beat every single fighter, not losing a round. You had to go ahead and beat the whole entire game one playthrough. You had to, all these different things that you had put in place. And guess what happened? We unlocked shit, and if you didn't unlock it, you knew where people were. But now you could pay a simple, pretty penny, and you can get all that shit. Microtransactions. I'm going to give a shout out to UK2. You say, so games. Also, you know what? I'm going to go down the list. I'm going to go down the list of a couple things, okay? And y'all walk with me. Walk with me. Let me take a sip of this because I know I'm extra spicy. Let me give myself, some, 2 shotgun shots. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. So, I'm going to start with a couple things. I think one thing that made games better back in the day versus now was split screen. And a lot of people might not agree with me on this. If y'all don't agree with me, I understand. But to me, split screen is what actually brought a lot of us together in gaming. There was a point where split screen wasn't available. You only had to play one player or you guys shared the same screen. When they had the ability to split the screen, it was not only amazing with 2 players, but games like GoldenEye, and wrestling titles, they made things revolutionary for multiplayer within the same game. So guess what happened with split screen? You can then play games like Halo, and you now can have 4 people playing on one system. You can have another TV connected through System Link, and you can have another 4 people playing on another TV. So guess what that means? 2 TVs, a total of 8 players. So, if you got 8 people in your house, it only takes 2 TVs to get everybody playing. Nowadays, a lot of games, if you have split screen, it's only 2 people, and most games don't have it. So, which means you need 8 TVs, 8 separate games. And somebody might just be over your house. They might not have the title, so they can't bring over an Xbox. They're playing your game. This has, I believe, made one of the reasons why I think gaming was better 20 years ago. You were able to just have 4 people play on one screen. You can then have, you can only have 2 copies of the game or 3 copies, and you can have 8 to 12 people playing on 3 TVs, which added for more people playing together. And we had online. I don't know what y'all thinking back 20 years ago. Online was still there. You could play online. Okay, so don't act like this is something we couldn't do. All right? So another one, I think, that has really made gaming better 20 years ago versus now, and this is kind of an oxymoron to me, okay, because I feel like, it's kind of a reason why I like some of the games today, but free-to-play. The free-to-play model, to me, has made games to the point where people don't have to invest as much as as they used to. Paying for a title. I'm going to give you an example. I paid for shit games. And I had to sometimes say, you know what? I either had to take the heat for buying a shit game, or I just had to flat out say the game was good. You know what I mean? Because I paid my money for it. How do I look paying my money for it? So you took a lot of responsibility in looking into the games. That's why Funko shout out, Funko. Okay, a lot of people might not remember that, but it was GameStop before GameStop. GameStop now lets you try a couple games. No, Funko used to have all the systems out. You can actually ask somebody, hey, excuse me, guy, can I try this game? I want to see if this game is worth buying. And guess what he would do? He would bring a copy of that game, open the thing up, slap the game in, and you would be able to try the game before you buy it. You know why? Because we didn't have demos that you can just download to a PC. You couldn't just play it. It wasn't PlayStation Magazine didn't have every demo. Okay, it didn't. So you actually had to ask the guy, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you put this game in so I can see how it plays? This made you take more appreciation into picking your game and to seeing what game it was. So, free to play, guess what you can do with free to play? You could just go ahead and buy it. Because it don't cost a damn thing. Oh, it's free to play, download. Guess how many people get on their PS5 or Xbox Series X right now and just go to look for games that are free to play and download every game. And some of those games are so damn good that you don't even have to buy an actual title. Fortnite, Apex, Rogue Company. Shall I go on? We got tons of games now. What was it? Warframe? All these games are free to play. There are games that are AAA games that you can play and invest a lot of time in without paying a penny. Which means the developers who are working hard on the Grand Theft Autos, the Halos, all these different games, they're not getting the sales that they used to. Now, people may say, hey, look at the sales, Nick. The sales are still going on. Nope, I'm sorry. The sales would be even more. Okay, they would be even more if there wasn't a lot of free-to-play titles. So, that's another one. Now, I'm going to go to the chat because sometimes I'll be leaving out the chat. Okay, kind of sidestep from System Link. Say, oh, you know about that System Link LAN party. Okay, we go back almost 20 years, Joe. We go back, man. Good old days, man. I've always wondered about PSP ad hoc. Has had anyone casually found 8+ people to play versus? I never have. Never have with PSP. I know it's possible, but K2, I'm with you on that. I've never seen that. All right. I could defend GTA Online for keeping the game alive with them kind of opping people. Yep, GTA. Now, GTA is a totally different thing. They started off, the online was not what it was. Okay? The online came later. So I'm excuse GTA from that. I purchased a PS5 and gave it to my niece because PC makes more sense at this time of my life. Oh, hey, yo, Sage. I gave you 3 shotgun shots, Sage, because you couldn't set it better, man. PC seems to be where it's at. The reason I say that is because the PC is like the best of both worlds. You got a lot of free games, a lot of shareware, freeware, and all those things, and you also got AAA titles. The thing is, nowadays, you can't find a graphics card, man. Anybody trying to build a PC right now is assed out. You are probably, Best Buy had a recent surge of 3080 cards that came into their stores. And guess what? I can't speak for here because I almost drove over there to Downers Grove Best Buy where they had some, okay? I almost drove to Downers Grove, but I didn't do it because I said, you know why? People are probably going to be lined up for it and I'm going to be too late. And people were lined up as early as 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I'm sorry. I got to work. Best Buy open at 10. First of all, if they open at 8, we might have been talking. But they open at 10. That shit is crazy. So I'm not about to sit here and miss work, then possibly not get a 30. But nonetheless, 3080 cards was at Best Buy. And now they sold out. So I hope Best Buy do that again. You got New X Shuffle, but nobody getting graphics card now. Let's be honest. Okay. So I'm just going to talk about 1 or 2 more things. We're going to move on because I don't want to go on this too long. But I'm going to just run through a lot of different things. So to me, a lot has changed. Also, 20 years ago, you didn't have a digital storefront. So for instance, you had to go to Blockbuster to rent a game. You had to go other places or certain, maybe Family Video, or maybe you just had to go to the store and buy it. But one thing's for sure, you didn't have a 2-hour demo window that you can just download. Now you got these digital storefronts where you can just go right in, download the game. They time you for like an hour, 2 hours. You can play the game. It just leads you to, sitting there on your ass. You ain't got to do much. You don't have to bid a lot in. And if you play some of these titles for 2 hours, to be honest, a lot of them you're probably not purchasing. That's just my own personal opinion. All right. I would say another one is, and this one, I will say this is probably more of a benefit. Okay, I was speaking to games today. But media. Back then we had disc, which was pretty rough. But the difference is that the appreciation for your disc. Now you got a lot of digital games, and I'm not going to lie. We're moving more and more digital each year. So you're seeing less and less of physical being represented as far as gaming. You're seeing more digitals because now a lot of people say, hey, I have a hard drive that's 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes. Why the hell would I not download my games digitally versus, okay, I put a disc in and it downloads a lot of stuff, yeah, but now I still have to have the disc in the tray to play. So quick resume is not really quick resume. You got to put the game in. You know what I mean? Storytelling. I believe storytelling has just like, we don't get those same stories that we used to get, man. We still have people talking about Final Fantasy VII story. We still got people talking about Earthbound. I still talk about, games like even BioShock. You know what I mean? I still talk about these games. God of War. Okay, Modern Warfare 2. I could go on. There are good stories being made today. I don't want to say it like there's not. But to me, there was a much larger quantity of story back then. Okay? And now it seems like, hey, they just, you might get a good story here and there. But back then, it was a lot more. Okay? Next thing. Pre-order culture. I think the pre-order culture, you standing in line waiting for your games. Y'all remember that? You pre-order and the midnight release is coming, and next thing you know, everybody's just like you who's up there. You like, God damn, they doing the same thing. They smoking doobies like I am and having a drink before we go stand in line too. Oh shit, they're gonna get online too. What's your gamer tag? Oh shit, okay. All right, we gotta get on. Like, the pre-order culture is different now. I feel like the pre-order culture now is more streamlined to digital, which means a lot of people, they have it pre-downloaded, and the moment that shit hits the time, they go bam, and they start playing. I think the pre-order culture is different, okay? And I think 20 years ago, we appreciated the pre-order culture a lot better. Nowadays, these young bucks pre-order game, hey, let's go. Let's keep rolling with it. I got it. They don't even worry about it. They're fucking doing whatever at school, and it's downloading at home. They got the Xbox app. They're literally downloading the games through the Xbox app, which, by the way, the Xbox app is fucking fire. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about it like that. But still, they don't understand the pre-order culture, okay? Another thing that I think that I will give to younger gamers, and I think they got over the older gamers of 20 years ago, is esports. I do think esports is better today than it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, esports was not where it's at. Now, again, guys, I don't want you to think we wasn't doing tournaments. All right, let me just talk to my young bucks. We was doing tournaments. We had world tournaments and all that. And matter of fact, Blockbuster had so many gaming tournaments, it was ridiculous. And then guess what Blockbuster was doing? They wasn't doing a one-game tournament like esports be doing, okay? They do a multi-game tournament, which means, hey, we're going to have these assholes play Clay Fighter, NBA Jam, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Edition all together. They're going to play all that shit. And whoever had the highest score out of all of them wins. Like, Blockbuster was really testing the skills of gamers versus, the esports scenes now. It's like, hey, all you got to do is get your son to play 12 hours on Overwatch. He's in. Like, if you play 12 hours on any game, hell yeah, you're going to be good. But I loved having this layer of gaming. So it was just different. I think esports nowadays is better, but it was just different back in the day. Okay. One thing I got to give to y'all, too, is indie games. I got to give indie games to younger gamers. I got to give mobile games to younger gamers. I give that to y'all. Y'all can have that for generation. But 20 years ago, we didn't need none of that shit. We didn't need none of that. We had Halo. We had LAN play. We had, and I'm just speaking for consoles. I'm not speaking for PC players. PC players 20 years ago can speak for themselves. They'll tell you firsthand. PC players had some of the best experiences back then, 20 years ago. And guess what? Unreal Tournament. Do you know how popular Unreal Tournament was? Really? PC is what made Unreal Tournament. Like, come on. Don't do it like that. But anyways, enough about that. So,